Good afternoon. This is another one of our community reports, and today we're at the Hotel and Motel Lodging Association, and we're going to be speaking with Bob Davis, the president and CEO.
Yes.
Very involved. You're also involved in the community on the HA board and the Daytona State College board. You wear many hats many times, and just want to talk to you today a little bit about the Ocean Center, Volusia County government, and just things where we are in the county. So thanks, Bob, for letting me talk to you today.
Well, let me get started. I've always believed, I was the past chairman of the United Way for Volusia and Flagler County. I devote a good time to charities, as you have done all your life, and that's why I admire you so, of your honesty and integrity. And you believe what I believe in giving back to the community.
Absolutely.
And after all, we may be fortunate, we may have a job, but there's other people out there. There's 24 homeless children in Volusia County that don't get a meal, and so I work on that committee. But getting back to the line of work that I do, in the years and years I've known you from the school board and various charities that you've headed up or worked very hard and rolled up your sleeves, I have admired you for your work and for your persistence. You may be a little bit of Bob Davis with persistence. There is no such word as no. If it's right, it's right, and that's all there is to it.
Let's do it.
As far as the Ocean Center goes, it's a beautiful building. We invested another $82 million. It may have been a little bit too expensive for us at the times, but it is there. We've got to do something with it. And unfortunately, in the dire times, we thought that we were ahead of the game, and there would be a lot of B conventions. As you know, the federal government went after several agencies with Vegas, with the money they were spending, the lavish style that we expended dollars. So we sat in a good position to get some of those conventions and bring them here. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. We waited 2 years, and we were told by the county not to advertise the Ocean Center as it was being built. I believe it was Sharon Mock and then Janet Kersey who could have done 2 years worth of legwork. You don't build it and they come. You advertise it before. Right. And putting an advertisement for whatever thousands of dollars in the Wall Street Journal, that's bricks and mortar. Everybody does that. Meeting planners, magazines. It's all about relationships. You got to go out and shake hands. We should have hired a full force before it was built and visited all the sites, because after all, nobody books tomorrow. It's a year, 2 or 3 years away.
It's about sales.
That's correct. It's about relationship and sales, and knowing who, and one recommends another. And then, of course, it's about my industry, hospitality. How are they treated when they get here? That's why I started that feel-good program and honoring people in the industry, outside the industry, that welcome our guests. And after all, I think I gave you some figures of every dollar spent in Volusia County, 21 cents goes to the hotels, 27 cents goes to shopping, and 52 cents goes to gasoline, restaurants, and amusement. So we are an economic engine in Volusia County.
Tourism.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's our economy is money in motion.
That's correct.
And tourism being
good statement. Money in motion. I like that.
It's the most simplest form. Everything we talk about, we put money in motion. Our economy does well, businesses do well, our restaurants do well, small business, everybody does well, mom and dad do well.
Absolutely. And what I'm hearing from your campaign, and I might as well get into that, is refreshing. There are some good things that the county council has done in the years, in the past. You can't be critical. And I hear of your new inventions and how you're going to study the budget line by line and what you're going to do for this community. And I like what you have to say. And for my industry, which I talk for, is you are very tourist oriented. You understand what it takes when you go away on vacation, whether it's a mini vacation for a day or 2 or 3. You understand what it means to give hospitality, what it means to bring them here, how you can bring them here, and what they desire. It's not about bricks and mortar.
Absolutely. It's about, when you go to the beach, you don't look at buildings. I go there. It's a great thing about Volusia County. I tell my husband, we don't have to retire here. We're already here.
That's correct.
It's where we live, work, and play. We have one of the best assets. It just happens to be next to the Ocean Center. Southeast Volusia, Daytona, Ormond Beach, you know, the beach, the whole corridor. It's what we do well. It's what we do best.
I give a lot of speeches about the community, both to organization, hotels, and charitable groups. And my first statement in 40, 50, 100, 200 people is, how many of you are residents, and so many of we all work here, and how many people would like to leave Volusia County? I don't get one hand.
That's right.
But yet we're the most critical, and if we all got together and worked on the same page, we would have the greatest community, the greatest council, being led by people like you who have the vision and the foresight to know how we're going to get there. I'll give you a perfect for instance. There was tremendous articles lately in the News Journal on the beach side in Daytona Beach across from the Ocean Center. And I had been trying for years to tell folks to go to Delray Beach. And the News Journal took me up on my agreement. They went down there, and you got 15 blocks spread of an area that was predominantly the slums. They have changed really nothing. It's not bricks and mortar. It's old buildings. Their county or their city gave them a bucket of paint, a tax abatement, and gave them a store for a year. I was down there a couple of weeks ago on a Sunday night at 4 o'clock. There were 15,000 people walking the streets, able to have a beer, which I don't drink, or a wine or chicken wings, listening to a band, a tennis tournament, and all. All the stores were open. I said, oh my God, we're going to produce an E-zone in 20 years and spend $50 million. I haven't got time.
Right.
I haven't got time.
We need
You have
it
to
now.
be creative. A perfect example is years ago, the Chamber went down to South Beach. And if you look at South Beach, which is the #1 destination for tourism in the world, it's just like getting on Orange Avenue, going down Peninsula Drive to Ponce Inlet and making a U-turn and coming back. That's what South Beach is. They had a park there, and the park was totally useless. They got 38,000 people that live, work in the gift shops, in the restaurants, in the hotels. And so they went to Publix, and they said, here's the deal. We're going to give you the park, because anybody who shops here, if these 38,000 people and others who live there, have to go over to the mainland. We're going to give you the park. On the first floor, you put a Publix, and we want 6 stories above that at your cost.
Wow.
That's creative.
That's innovative.
That's right.
That's what we need. Well, you know, going forward, and that's why I'm so excited about, we know what the problems are.
Right.
But in my opinion, there's so much opportunity out there, Bob, where it's aeronautics, aviation. That's another whole issue for another whole community report that we're focusing on with an airport authority. That time has come for us to help brand that for high-tech, high-paying jobs, and to just expand everything, all the good things that Volusia County is doing. It's not because we're not doing everything wrong. We're doing a lot of things right.
That's correct, but we need to do it brighter.
Better.
But I don't know, were you at the economic development breakfast that the county put on last Friday?
No, I was not.
Okay, they gave their big speech, which they always do, and blah, blah, blah. And then I raised my hand and I said, I'd like to ask a question. You can't answer new economic development, but for 2 years I've been struggling and trying to do this, and nobody will listen. Why don't we theme Daytona Beach Airport? And everybody, 150 people, said, this guy's crazy. I said, if there's an art show in town a month earlier, why don't we put up some renderings? If there's a stock car race, if there's a symphony orchestra going on, or even a Hawaiian luau, I said, we take things for granted. My office was on Beach Street for 10 years, and I smoke, so I go outside, and 10 times a day people would pull up and say to me, where's the beach? I know where the beach is. They don't. Our signage is terrible in Volusia County. Our main drag, International Speedway Boulevard, when you cross the bridge, is a disaster zone. People have to put blindfolds on to go to the convention site or the Hilton because it's that bad. And why don't we theme the airport? We have aunts, uncles, grandfathers, business people, airport executives coming through. They don't know what's going on. And half of you people in this room don't know what's going on. And it costs nothing.
Right.
Put some banners up.
We have an existing
Why not do it at
structure.
the Ocean Center? Why not do it in the county? Every public building we own, why can't we? And there's no charge. We don't have to spend $100,000 on a surveyor to come in and tell us what to do.
And we're still waiting on a survey, too,
Yeah,
I believe.
that's correct.
On a consultant. We're waiting on the consultant's report.
Yes, yes.
It'll be interesting to see what
Yes.
comes out of that.
But tourism is a driving point, and whoever's watching this, and I hope thousands of people are watching this, look to your right, look to your left, look who your neighbors on your block are, your development in your condo, the businesses. They all came here as tourists at one time or another, and they like this area, and we love this area, and we need to promote this area.
Absolutely.
And that's what tourism does. Eventually, they buy into our area, and we have to be the best ambassadors of Volusia County.
Well, I think with you in position at the Hotel and Lodging Association, Bob, we're in good hands. I think you're one of the best ambassadors we have. I see you at a lot of different organizational meetings and nonprofits and groups. So thank you for what you do. Thanks for talking to us, and if it's okay, we'll talk to you again maybe in the near future a little bit more about ad authorities.
And I will see you on the bandstand at the county council.
Thank you. I appreciate it.